Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We find ourselves in the counting house. We've heard that Glitterbeard, the head of the counting house I think, has gone down with a strange fellow and we've been given a temporary pass to check on him, make sure everything's alright. So let's head on in and see what's going on with Glitterbeard and his strange guest. And while we're down here, keep an eye out for the vaults. See if we can get into Lorokin's and Will's family vault. Keepings of the vaults, some various pouches, elixirs. I mean, there's no one down here to watch, so we could just steal all the things, it looks like. Let's read the keepings of the vaults. A detailed record of gold in and out of the various vaults. While the individual vaults seem to have large amounts of money deposited in them and then simply left there, the main vault is a constant stream of gold in and out, handfuls of coins constantly being added and subtracted. It's a record of the working life of Baldur's Gate. A 10 days profit from a trader, a family dipping into their savings to buy bread, a child depositing a coin they got for their birthday. Stacks of scrolls. Ooh, Revivify. Never used them, but always nice to have on hand. Potion of mind reading. Remedial potion. What are you? Cures blinded, silenced, paralyzed, and poisoned. Sure. Dark vision. Arsonist oil. Starian, can you open this for me? Yeah, another easy to handle chest for you.
Alright, what now?
Amulet of Restoration, Healing Word, and Mass Healing Word. What's the difference between Mass Cure Wounds and Mass Healing Word? Because usually the difference between Healing Word and Cure Wounds is that Healing Word has range and is also a bonus action. So is Mass Healing Word also a bonus action? Ah. So it does terrible healing for a 3rd level spell, but it affects multiple people. Okay. Yeah, Mass Cure Wounds is infinitely better. 800 gold. And a greater healing potion. We'll take all of that. I don't think we're going to do anything with that amulet, but it's fine. Grab it. Take all that. You have thieves' tools just lying about inside of your bank? That's just begging to get stuff stolen. And forgery kits? Seriously? That's weird. A lot of these actually have stuff in them. 4 diamonds. Wow. And 2 black diamonds. I feel slightly bad, but not really, that we are looting this whole bank. Detailed ledger. No, don't. I want to read the detailed ledger. Eliasis, a summary of local business matters. Net positive, Steelwatch Foundry. Source, Lord Ever Gortash. Net positive, Baldur's Mouth. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Increased interest in current affairs due to the March of the Absolute. Net positive, Counting House. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Net positive, Flim Cargo. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Net positive, Amatola's Bijou. Source, Lord Enver Gortash. Gortash is investing in a bunch of places. Very interesting.
Touch me. Oh, for a skeleton key.
You don't need a skeleton key. You essentially are a skeleton key. You can unlock anything.
Things have stayed interesting.
1,600 gold. Wow.
On my way.
Yeah, we're just like, yeah, don't worry. We'll look into what's going on with the strange figure that was led here as we just rob the whole place completely blind.
Maybe I will.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Alright, what do we have in this room? A couple more guards, which means probably can't loot everything in this room. It's a shame. Joaquin's imprisonment. Let's give it a read. The book tells the tale of the goddess Joaquin's capture, the deceptive hands of the demon prince Gretz. The pair struck a deal that the demon reneged upon, sealing Joaquin, the goddess of wealth, in his lair within the howling, maddening pandemonium of the abyss. Gretz had dreams for his own daughter to assume the throne of beaten gold and sparkling gems. What a dad. The novel describes the loving detail, the band of adventurers guided by a priestess of Joaquin. It was they who freed her, defying Gretz and whisking Joaquin from the abyss, like a shimmering golden cork from the corrupt and wretched champagne bottle.
Oh, please.
Alright, yeah, we can't likely open any of that. So you are just basic cash guards.
Very well.
Shipments registry. Let's check that out before we talk. Get some more context, maybe. A neatly kept ledger recording all shipments leaving for the docks. Entries record goods of all sorts, bound for ships that will carry them the length of the Sword Coast and even further afield. Some logs carry specific notes such as handle with care, delicate cargo, keep dry, or remember to feed daily.
To know.
Mind your manners down here, sir. Titles don't mean much once you're in the vault.
Okay. And I can just go into the vault.
Who that could be.
Can't go into any of the doors, it seems. But I want to.
I would smite
I'm really strong.
Just need to see your vault pass, please.
Of course. What can I expect below?
No idea. Our porter's out here. Besides his chosen swords, Ed Banker Glitterbeard doesn't like us asking what goes on below. For security, I expect.
Okay. Well, here you are.
It's in order. Blessed day to you.
I'm surprised none of them are mentioning that it's a temporary pass, because that's got to be unusual.
Maybe I will.
Steer clear of the other crowd below, if I may. Don't think I'd trust them around an open vault.
Okay.
That's curious.
Whoa.
Never mind, Glitterbeard.
Okay.
It's me done his good books you want to be in.
We didn't see any of that until we'd already walked across it. That's exciting.
Something over there.
Huh. I guess that's their trap for if you're not supposed to be here. Giant vault door. Okay. No one in this room that I see. Vault visitor's log. You would think there'd be a worker here recording things. This long log records a list of recent visits to the counting house vaults. Blor's meat honey, pocket registry, bank pass, gold coins, Mr. Glitterbeard's book of dwarven dates. Reason for visit, delivery of a large chest to the high security vaults. Cynthia Boonprof, pocket registry, stonework tools, metalwork tools. Reason for visit, critical fix of a water leak in the high security vaults. Access, danger of flooding the chamber. Note, Cynthia wasn't carrying a bank pass. Access granted for an urgent patch to prevent more water from reaching the tiles. Rakath Glitterbeard, pocket registry not declared. Reason for visit, give the Stone Lord, ooh, that's who we're dealing with, a tour of the lower vaults. Note, Sarah Glitterbeard has requested I step out of the vaults to provide the client's privacy. It's the Stone Lord who's here. We know very little of the Stone Lord except that they are having a bit of a tussle with the guild. The Dukes of Baldur's Gate. Wealth speaks with a loud voice in the city founded and made prosperous by trade. Baldur's Gate has always been governed by its parliament of peers consisting of the heads of the richest patriarch families, with executive rulership by a council of four, the four most powerful dukes, one of whom is designated Grand Duke. That tradition has held for many centuries, with the occasional interruption in times of crisis. And a crisis is where we find ourselves again, which accounts for the recent change in the city's administration. Last year, the Council of Four was Duke Bellin Stelmane, Duke Dillard Portier, and Duke Thalmara Van Thamper, chaired by Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard. After the death of Duke Van Thamper, and the worrying disappearance of the Grand Duke Ravengard during the fall of Elturel, the question of who would make up the Council of Four going forward was postponed pending the return or confirmed loss of Ravengard. Into this power vacuum rose a brash new contender, Lord Enver Gortash, who promised that his leadership would see the city through its series of crises. When Ravengard finally returned and actually endorsed Gortash for the leadership role, Baldur's Gate gratefully turned to its new Archduke to bring its citizens back to safe harbor. Isn't Vampthur one of the families that's listed to be killed? Trying to keep track of that ongoing thread that we're dealing with. Very Vampthur, yeah. So not the head of the family, probably, but someone of Vampthur. And nothing else to see out here. I guess we just go in. But it's the Stone Lord that we're going to be dealing with. Who, I guess, Glitterbeard is working with, potentially willingly or potentially unwillingly. We don't know yet.
Please refrain from entering until a staff member has opened the way for you.
Well, there are no staff members, but I'm hoping that doesn't mean I'm going to trip a trap. We've got doors on the sides. Are these like the vault doors? The, vaults. Vault number 1. Okay. So we can access 1 and 5. Buttons. Button for what? There's only 2 buttons. So it's not a button per vault or anything. Anyway, let's check out vault number 1. This is Lorroakan's vault.
Be cautious.
Okay. Glyph of transposition. No way for me to find out anything about it. Alright. I don't suppose we could fly over it to hit that button. No. If we had Mage Hand.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Actually, I think I read that you can use arrows to shoot buttons. That didn't actually seem to do anything, but maybe we need to hit the other button as well. No, so apparently we can't hit the buttons with an arrow. That's a shame. Then yes, we will go back to summoning Mage Hand. Mage Hand, please hit this button for me. Can't reach this. Fly over here. And push the button. How are we supposed to get to our vault? I have a key.
Looking ahead.
Maybe we need to split because only I holding the key am allowed in? Well, that worked. We just can't walk all the way across, maybe? Locked. But I have key. Vault. High security vault number 1 key. And it is even in my backpack, not someone else's. Can I walk over here? Yes. Investigation failed. Can't reach this one. Why not? There's a button here, but I can't reach it. Huh. Well, can we use the vault number 5 key? Yes. Which has 1,200 gold. And a scroll of Revivify. So this is Will's family vault. Anything else of note? Not that. Doesn't look like it. Just an empty pouch now. Thanks, Will. Wonder if you would have had anything to say if we'd brought him here. I doubt it, but maybe. Alright. Well, Astarion.
Close. On my way.
Apparently, it's totally fine to just skirt the edges of the thing. Let's try lockpicking one of these. I'm guessing, because the key showed rather than counting house, a high security counting house key. Maybe this is the wrong... Maybe there's a vault number 1 in a different area that's a high security vault number 1. It's Leroican's vault.
Crooked touch.
How difficult is this? 25. It's actually pretty high up there. Yeah, only a 24. What happens if you fail? Does it set off anything? No? You're just free to try again? Just used a lockpick? And if you had guidance, then he'd be good. There you go. You need to roll 12 or better. Opulent chest and lots of gold.
Traps.
Okay.
How considerate.
There is a second one. As I just loot the whole city. Nope, that's too low of a roll. Should have gotten him guidance. We've got 41 thieves tools, so it's fine. Shadowheart,
Wits and blades always sharp.
I need you
This way.
to carefully skirt this edge. This is kind of a terrible security system, particularly since it's so visible on the floor and walking on the edge is fine. Pick some guidance, and now you give it another shot.
Should be easy.
Depending on how the D4 rolls, that might be enough. Yeah. I suppose I should just go through while we have our guidance, so that I don't have to waste a bunch of time on recasting it a whole bunch. I need a 2 on the D4. Nope. So it's going to be barely not enough. Yep, just try again. There you go. 25. Sneak around over here. Lockpick. 26. Sneak around here. And lockpick. 31. There's a good roll. Okay, so that gets us into all of the vaults. A fork. Sure. Anything else in here? A silver glass. We've already looked in that one because that's Ravenguard's vault. A candelabra that we can't steal. Full body depiction of a tiefling. Sure. So this is just a bunch of artwork in here. And 495 gold. Beach at dusk. Struck a match. Yeah, don't really care about picking up the other paintings. That person can keep some stuff in their vault. Ice wine, Baldur's grape. Just a bunch of random wines. I mean, I'll take them, but odd. Scroll of Disintegrate, cool. Scroll of Otto's Irresistible Dance. Bunch of other scrolls. Alright. I think we are now done with looting this area.
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
So let's head out here, regroup. If anyone gets teleported over here, that's fine as well. Nope. What's through this door? This might be the high security vaults. We've got a wooden chest. Let's read the customer notice first.
Please wait here. A staff member will retrieve your items.
Yeah, so this is safe number 1. So this is probably the Rokins. Alright, Astarion. Lockpick this. Lockpick this. DC 10. We can't even fail it if we wanted.
No one's stopped me yet.
100 gold. How do we get into here? Because these aren't doors. I mean, we could use some teleportation magic, but that gets tricky. Because we only have so many uses of that. Because, yeah, we have a key for there, so we should be able to get in. But we need staff to help us. I don't want staff because they would stop me from opening the other 7 safes.
I wonder what the next move is.
So you could do Dimension Door 2 more times today before we need to camp. Which means we could Dimension Door into here. Open these 3 safes and this chest and then Dimension Door back. At some point we need to rest though. What is that noise? That would get rid of her highest level spell slots, which isn't ideal. And we don't have something like Misty Step.
Eager for battle.
So I think you have Misty Step, but you already used it. And it wouldn't give us a way to get back. Same with you, Astarion. You have nothing that can help us teleport.
No time to dally.
Alright, let's do Dimension Door, just because I'm curious. Choose a target to teleport. I don't think I've actually used this spell, so I'm not certain of exactly how it works. Just seeing if there is anything else. No. So, Dimension Door on Astarion. Target's out of sight. Okay. Teleport over to here. Perfect. Now, Astarion, from here, open all the things for me. Take some guidance, just because. It'll help out with the safes, I'm sure. Some gold. You should just be able to open this. No! So this is also not Lorokin's vault. I guess? Because the key should have just automatically transported from Varric to Astarion, because that's how it always works. I don't think DC 20. Those were 25s. Maybe because it's past the impassable wall. They felt it didn't need to be as secure. Who knows? DC 20, I think we can't lose. So, Yeah. Alright, so what's in these 3 safes? Bunch of elixirs and creations of elixir supplies, it looks like. Empty condensers and alembics. What's in the pouch? Whoa. Frosted ear. Key rin hair. Pulse candle. Divine bone shard. Zorn scales. Some of this stuff is pretty hard to find. Cool. Take all of that. Nope. Don't close it. I wanted you to step forward so we could see inside. Short sword +2. Triumphal helm. Great axe +2.
Let's see here.
And a heavy chest with some gold and some more random gold. Yeah, I'm betting the clerk is going to get in real trouble when everyone finds out that all the vaults have been broken into and stolen.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Alright, Shadowheart. Let's get us back out of here. Dimension door with Astarion. Back out to here. Alright, you need your spell slots back. I can get you 1 spell slot with your amulet. Spell slot restoration, but that doesn't really help us in this exact moment. Am I gonna have to use Dimension Door for each of these as well? I guess the smart thing would have been to Dimension Door to one of these and then restore a spell slot. I don't know. Can we camp here? Sure. It's a little silly, and I'll admit that. But we also don't camp often enough, and health-wise we're doing pretty terrible. Oh, I didn't send everyone to camp. Regroup, please. And go to camp as well. There we are. And then regroup again. Okay.
Moving in.
I don't see anyone who has anything to say. And I don't think anything major event-wise has happened. So I think I'm just gonna go rest for the night. We'll save first just in case. And end the day. You have enough camp supplies? Yes, of course we do. Anyone want to talk? Not that I'm seeing. Oh yeah, Mizora is still wandering. Oh, Shadowheart. Hello. What have you got going on? I was hoping to find Shadowheart's family, but I guess they're in the upper city, maybe?
I can still feel the Shadowfell all over me. Still hear her words in my ear. I feel unclean.
I'm sorry, you mean Shar. Forget it. Her spite can't hurt you now. So what do you want to do about it? Or you made your choice? I mean, yeah, telling her to move on is good, but just saying forget it feels kind of cold. What do you want to do about it? I think is a simple, depending on how this is exactly said, like the tone. What do you want to do about it?
I want to wash it away. All of it. I have an idea, but I'll need your help.
Of course. What do I need to do? No, there's no time for distractions. We need to keep focused. Of course. Whatever you need.
Wait until the others are asleep, then come with me. There's a place we can go. Down the coast a little.
Okay. then I guess we go back to resting for the day.
I'll give it a shot.
Auto select. Seems fine. It's not all alcohol, thankfully, because apparently that gives us the hangover effect, which is bad. And rest.
This will do. Take off your clothes.
Okay. That's a thing. What? I never said I was coming in with you. I didn't bring anything to swim in. There's easier ways to get me naked, you know. You first, do as she says. Forget it, let's head back. So this feels like it's part of the romance. I'm guessing. I didn't bring anything to swim in.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Come on then. We've already come this far.
I mean, you first seems like it'd be fun, but I'm willing to just do as she says. I've got the no nudity setting, so shouldn't be any problems.
A little misdirection.
That's a lot of skin.
What's the matter?
Nothing at all. You're beautiful. The air's a little cold. You're beautiful.
I know. But it's nice to hear you say it. I don't know if I can do this, now that I'm here.
I think she said she doesn't know how to swim. Yes, you can. Just walk forward until you feel the weight lift. All the things we faced, you're afraid of getting a little wet. You don't have to do this if you're not ready. Just shrug and run ahead of her. I like the top two. Yes, you can. Just walk forward until you feel the weight lift, or just all things we faced and you're afraid of getting a little wet. That feels a little condescending. So I'm going to go with the top one. Yes, you can. Just walk forward until you feel the weight lift.
All right, just stay close.
Of course.
Oh, hells, that's cold.
Yeah, we're in the ocean.
Come here. Thank you. I needed that. I needed to know I can face things without Shah. I don't want to go back. Not just yet. Just a pebble. Now don't you dare stop.
Well, it seems our romance is progressing. Anything further you want to say, Shadowheart? Doesn't look like it, but I do want to talk to you after that.
Something the matter? I should hope not, after the time we spent together. My spirits are thoroughly lifted.
Good. I did want to talk to you about that, as it so happens. Or there'll be time to discuss that later. There was something else I wanted to speak to you about. Yeah, I'm willing to talk about that.
Oh? Not feeling any regrets, I hope?
Not in the slightest. It was wonderful. Just remember, you'll need plenty of practice if you want to become an accomplished swimmer. We'll see. Actually, yes. I'm not sure we should do that again. I like both of these. Just saying it was wonderful seems nice, but also we need to get plenty of practice seems fun. Yeah, you'll need plenty of practice if you're to become an accomplished swimmer.
Trust me, I'll be an eager pupil, if I have a thorough teacher.
Of course.
So, I'm still finding sand in my hair. I wonder what the others will think of that.
It's fine. Let them think whatever they like. It doesn't matter. They will naturally assume we snuck away to make sandcastles in the middle of the night. Let them think whatever they like. It doesn't matter. I'm sure by now they've figured out that I'm romancing Shadowheart. So it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I suppose it doesn't. I'm glad we have each other. And I hope we'll have more opportunities to slip away.
Alright. And I thought I saw Ms. Zora with... Yeah. An exclamation over her head. What do you want to talk about?
Seems like a good moment to talk.
I've had my eye on you. Hot as brimstone, jagged as lightning, and seething like the river Styx. But there's something missing, isn't there? You're
Is there?
hungry for pleasures beyond this plane. Something more satisfying than mortal flesh, blood, and bone.
I'm quite content, actually. Whatever you're offering, I'm not interested. Sounds delicious. What are you suggesting? Or I have no idea what you're on about. You're trying to seduce me. That's what it seems like. And yeah, that seems like a real bad idea. I'm quite content, actually. Whatever you're offering, I'm not interested.
Oh, but do hear me out. You want what I have to offer.
I doubt that.
Ecstasy of agony. The pain of the damned, distilled into pure bliss. Beyond every climax you've known. The little death writ large. Smile, and I'll come to you when you put your head down to rest. I will sate your most forbidden lusts.
I'm sure there's a cost.
And know the eternal ache of the unknown and the unanswered.
I'm not sure I'm involved with someone else. What's the catch? Where you go? What are you getting out of this? Smile or absolutely not? I mean, the absolutely not is definitely the right answer. But I'm curious about this option where you state that you're with someone else. Just to see where the conversation leads. No, I'm just going to say absolutely not. Definitely not with Ms. Zora. Because that's just asking to get put into some sort of pact that's going to turn out poorly for you in the long run. Absolutely not.
Dear me. I've overestimated you.
You overestimated yourself.
Trust me, I shan't be making that mistake again. Ta-ta.
Yeah. No, that would turn out very poorly. So let's head out of camp. Find ourselves still in the bank, which we've thoroughly robbed. Luckily, no one has noticed because the bank leader is still with the Stone Lord, I'm sure.
A long way to go still.
Alright, Shadowheart, let's have you go with Astarion into here. Let's get our camera in a useful angle.
What a day.
Astarion, you open this one for me. Is there really nothing? It's just an empty vault? Well, that is extremely disappointing. That was a waste of a 4th level spell.
No time to waste.
Take Astarion and go to here.
Careful, I bite.
Lockpick this one. It could be that only the first 3 vaults are in use, and these are extras that they have available from new clients. No, good. More money.
My faith will guide me.
You can't see Astarion? Alright, let's step forward a tiny bit. Target is out of sight. Hello? Come on. There. Take Astarion and head over here.
Watch your back. Hardly a challenge.
I know it's hardly a challenge for you. That's why you're so good at picking locks for me. And last. Alright, what do we got in each of these? A mountain of gold, 560 gold, and then a bunch of gold and silver ingots.
How about this?
Crate. I mean, some nice outfits, I suppose. At some point, I probably should look into getting different clothing, like camp clothes for Varric. I mean, realistically, for all of them, because they're still just in the starting game. Just dressing up my characters has never been a big deal for me in any game. Some people really like that aspect of games, and it's just never really called out to me. Don't need the rope or the mug, but we'll take the other stuff. And that looks like that's everything.
What am I to do? On I go.
So now we have to use a 5th level spell, unfortunately. But there we go. That's the next chunk of the bank looted.
Interesting. Never wanted the easy path.
Alright, what do we have here? This definitely looks like an ornate lock setup. It's probably important.
For current door codes, please refer to the head banker's office. Highest security clearance only.
Counting house vault customer rules. Do not approach any vault but your own. Make sure the number before attempting opening. Do not ask a cash guard for help with locks, doors, or carrying valuables. They are only to observe and to maintain security. No tipping. The following temporary note is attached to the sign. Warning, wet floor. Unsafe to use devices powered by bottled lightning. Counting house vault rules. Okay, same exact note with the same warning. Nothing on... Hello. Don't step on those, please. Let's split the group.
I'm ready. Have to keep pushing.
Apparently, we need to step on 4 of them.
Subtle steps.
Likely in the correct order. Given that stepping on that caused that to glow red. And I'm assuming red is not good.
Reaction. Efficient path.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Take that. Then step
Light on my feet.
between the buttons. Safe and sound, a guide to our vaults. Renowned across the land for protecting treasures great and small, our vaults offer security like no other. The Grand Vault. Citizens of Baldur's Gate, you can rest easy knowing that your hard-earned coin is safe behind the stone and steel that protects our Grand Vault. A single high-security vault containing the wealth of the ordinary people. The Grand Vault protects everything from your grocer's profits to your grandmother's savings. And the Deep Vaults. Our Deep Vaults are for citizens whose fortunes require an individual vault or unique security measures. with extra patrols, wards, and more. You can deposit, withdraw, and view your treasures at your leisure. Maybe that's where Roken's vault is? Is in the deeper vaults? Cleaning staff note. For the direct notice of cleaning staff, no more water is to be used to clean the floor in front of the main vault. Use prestidigitation if you must clean there. We can't afford any more lightning mishaps with wet pressure plates. There will be no more warnings, only dismissals. Loris Mead Honey, Head Banker. I guess that's oh, nope. More stuff we can grab. Okay, that's everything. Not quite. Stack of books. Archduke's Leadership, Public Works. I think we've read that one. They gave me 2 scrolls of fly, which I'm assuming is significant. I don't actually see... Okay, we've got a tiny bit of water dripping here. I'm assuming fly is going to be significant in some way, but I don't know what. But if we need to hit 4 buttons in order, or do we need to have 4 buttons held down at the same time? Which I guess works if we've got 4 people. But we haven't figured out the code. We could try brute forcing it. Let's toss down a save. When we hit this button, that first light turned red. What happens if we step on a different button? Still first light turns red. Red. I'm just assuming that when you step on the right one, it'll turn green, which would be terrible security. Ha! Blue, but yeah, same difference of if you step on the right one, it lets you know. That is terrible security. However, I think I'm going to end this recording here. Next time, I think we will figure out the code and then head in, because I don't know if as soon as we get the 4 codes in, if whatever the deal is with the banker... Never mind, I can see through the wall. That's convenient. And maybe I will keep going. Because I was worried that the banker and the Stone Lord would be right through there. But no.
Like its will be done.
The scary part will be the 4th button, because apparently there's no problems. Ah.
Still alive. So
It undid this press when she stepped on the wrong one. Okay, this is going to take a lot longer. I don't really want to brute force it, but I also don't want to have to try and find the code in his office.
Assume nothing.
Okay, so that one's wrong, which undoes that light. So if we step here, yeah, it treats that back as the first one. Alright, I might
give up now.
Brute force this and then skip forward till when we've succeeded. Alright, there we are. So, didn't take too long to brute force it. I'm sure there was a better way to go about it. Top left corner is the first one. That's our second one. Center is our third, and our 4th button is that one. And yeah, there wasn't any penalty of having 3 of them and then getting the last one wrong. It just, you know, turned it red and then we had to start over again. Kind of tedious, but it's fine. Let's regroup the team and head on in.
If not over, then through.
Another autosave. Interesting. There is a gold here. Probably shouldn't steal the random gold on the statue, but I've been stealing everything else, so it feels silly not to. So yeah, I think we are going to end the episode here, and next time we will go down into the passageway and see what's going on there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all then. Bye.